hair flip. Oh, the hair flip. And she looks at me with she rolls the eyes. But you know, she's the one. Yes, she'll probably be there when you go to pick her up prom night Saturday. And yeah, she's probably going to be ready to go. She probably won't stand you up the last day before the prom. She'll probably wear something decent, maybe not, maybe a little too revealing. You might get the heebie-jeebies when you go to the punch bowl and you leave her alone. You wonder, is she going to be talking to the captain of the football team? That's the big sexy. The Jaguars, stay strong. Stay strong, Jaguars. And you've got to go linemen. Nothing against Genty or the receivers that they may or may not be talking to, looking at, thinking about. Stay strong. Stay strong, Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll talk about the draft, which comes up, of course, gets started, I should say, on Thursday. The Braves, don't look now, but the Atlanta Braves setting up today's show. The Braves are on, I guess, their first winning streak. If you, 3 really is more the start of a winning streak. You win a couple in a row, but the Braves now have won 3 in a row. The problem is when you get off to such a horrific start, such as they did, 0-7? Did they get to 0-8? 0-7, 0-8? Bad start. The Braves are playing good baseball 3 in a row. They've gained no ground. They're still 6.5 behind the leaders in their division. An interesting development. I think this will be put out pretty quick, but Ronald Acuna, who is probably pretty close to getting back into the lineup, he's just about cleared. I think he's been cleared now to do some change of direction running, which certainly you have to do during the course of a baseball game. Acuna, the Braves had a player over the weekend that hit a ball and kind of loafed out of the batter's box. And I know this is going back 6 years, but Acuna had that same situation about 6 years ago when he was like a 21-year-old, and he got benched by the manager, same manager now, Snedeker, and he got benched and pulled out of the game like an inning later. So Acuna, even though it's a teammate, Acuna's not playing right now, but it's a teammate of him, kind of posted on social over the weekend, hey, I was wondering why he didn't get pulled out of the game. Something to that effect. So kind of a weird little dynamic, put the manager in an awkward spot, but he did yank Acuna out of that game 6 years ago. Hopefully that doesn't cause any dugout locker room issues. Speaking of baseball, staying with baseball and going to the college ranks, Florida is playing better baseball. Now, they are catching a really nice part of their schedule. I mean, they roughed up conference winless team Missouri a couple of weekends ago. Missouri's 0-18, really scuffling. And then Florida, though, you never apologize when you go on the road to Starkville and win a series. The Gators took 2 of 3 from Mississippi State. Both those programs are struggling. Florida now has won, 5 out of 6 out of the last 7. Again, Missouri and Mississippi State way down at the bottom of the standings, but they're SEC wins. I mean, you get a win in a series in the SEC, you take it and you run. Florida also in this little run of 5 of 6, whatever it is, 6 of 7, 7 of 8, whatever it is. The Gators also beat Florida State, and they took the series. And we know Florida State's a good program. Unfortunately, during the regular season, those programs generally have to play midweek, so you don't get a great read. But Florida, again, you take 2 out of 3 from FSU, which is back now. FSU's back to playing FSU baseball. Some other stuff we hope to get to. Paul Skenes, gosh darn. I feel so bad for Paul Skenes. Such a talented pitcher, and he's on such a bad team. The Pirates are just bad. Skenes threw another really nice, had a really quality start, got the loss because his team could not score any runs for him. You look at Paul Skenes, and if you're old enough to remember the great Nolan Ryan, really remember his career as I do, Skenes, I know it's very early, but gosh darn, Paul Skenes is mirroring Nolan Ryan, and I don't mean the big heater, the big fastball, the nasty curve when it's working. I don't mean that. I mean, goodness gracious. The biggest issue that Nolan Ryan had as a major league pitcher was he played a long time in the big leagues and played on some bad teams. He was notorious for a complete game, 4-hitter with 11 or 12 strikeouts, and his team loses 2-1. I mean, he played on some bad teams. He played long enough to where he did have some postseason appearances. But Nolan Ryan, and man, I can't believe Skenes will be a Pittsburgh Pirate that much longer. He'll get through this rookie contract, and the Pirates will end up, and he'll want to get out of there. But man, a tough luck. How's this for a stat? Reading about Skenes losing over the weekend, and he threw such a good game. The Pirates last week, and once the Major League Baseball season gets started, they probably play 5.5 if you do the math. 5.5 games a week. 5.5 games a week. The Pirates last week were shut out 3 times. They were shut out 3 times in 1 week in Major League Baseball. Oh, here's Skenes, and I'm sure they've got a couple other probably decent pitchers pitching their guts out. But the Pirates. The Pirates. We'll stay with that. We talked about the college football portal. The portal closes on Friday. The portal was open for 10 days, and it will close this Friday, April 25th. Georgia got a nice triple haul. They got 3 players, including what they hope is a really good, solid running back mate for Nate Frazier. Georgia's running back situation never developed last year, even though it looked on paper like it would. Georgia gets a defensive end, a linebacker from Army, a defensive end. I can't remember where he's from. Or maybe, no, the defensive end is from Miami. These guys were proven. A tackling machine linebacker from Army, Georgia gets over in the portal, and a running back from Illinois. So they get a Big Ten running back who had about 600 yards in the Big Ten. And really the 2 positions that really let Georgia down, if you can say that, they won the SEC and went to the playoff. But the Georgia running back room on paper, man, you thought it was loaded last year. They had first-year player Nate Frazier, who slowly took over the running back room at Georgia. He's back. He's a real nice player. But, man, you thought when Etienne from Florida came over, and Georgia has these 2 guys by the name of Robinson. These guys were highly recruited. Neither one of them can stay healthy. One of them definitely is transferred out. So Georgia trying to really replenish their running back room. And the other area that really hurt Georgia, just like the running back room, the Georgia wide receiver room. Man, on paper, you look and you saw all these transfers, and you go, man, that guy was great at Missouri, and this guy at Mississippi State, and this. It never quite happened. And Georgia has hit the transfer portal hard with at the wide receiver position. We can get back into that a little bit later when we bring Brent Beard on here on the program. UFL, I kid because I care, I guess. I'm not trying to be mean, but UFL just spinning their wheels. Week number 4. Nothing has really changed with week number 4. They're as a league, they average about 9,000. I mean, you've got some of the games will have 4,000 and 5,000, and that's reported. We don't know how many freebies. I mean, I would imagine if you're the UFL, just to get 6, 7, 8, 9,000, you're probably wheelbarrowing free tickets and dropping off at the car lot and at the bowling alley and at the high schools. I would imagine the local colleges. The thing is, I mean, I don't want to see anybody lose money and fail, but man, I've been on this these attempts at spring football, man. How is there always going to be a Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, sucker born every single year? You just got to believe they're burning through money, just burning through money. We'll try and get to some of those actual attendance figures, maybe if we've got enough time coming up here on the show. So we're loaded up here. Let me review. Hope to have our buddy, we'll take it out of bounds, lighten things up. We got some funny stuff coming up, including a visual for our out of bounds segment that may make you a little uncomfortable from the world of minor league baseball. Oh boy. Oh, those crazy, zany minor league baseball franchises. Mike Freed about 4:30. We'll take it out of bounds. Brent Beard about 5:30. And Patrick Young about right now. PY. Oh, I like the shirt. Let me see that thing. That looks good. What is it? What does it say?
Swamped.
Oh,
this was made by our buddy, Josh.
Nice. Oh, okay.
They're great.
Yeah.
A bunch of gators. I don't understand that it's a donkey. I don't think I get the donkey.
It's
But
a
it's
donkey?
a donkey on a little sandbar surrounded by gators that are about to do their thing. It's supposed to be the Florida State horse
Oh, it's a
right here.
horse.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah. Supposed to be the Florida State horse. Okay, got it.
I like it a lot. Patrick Young, I don't know if you heard the news. Denzel Aberdeen, Kentucky Wildcats.
Wow.
Kentucky supposedly got a nice little payday. I had it. I can't find it. $1.5 million or something like that. Kentucky Wildcats. And if the schedule holds true, Florida should only play Kentucky one time next year in the regular season in Gainesville. So Denzel coming back to I like Denzel, man. I hope it all works out for him. I think he's a good player, and I don't know the behind the scenes. But how about that, Patrick? That's a nice pickup for Kentucky. Real nice.
Yeah, it's a nice pickup. I'm just a little sad.
I know, me too.
I thought there was a chance that he was coming back.
Yeah, I kind of.
Don't you wish we could be in on those conversations, man?
Yeah,
I just want to know, like, how did this negotiation, Denzel, we're not going to pay you 1.5. We're like, all right,
yeah.
I can go. I mean, he has leverage. Every school will take Denzel.
Oh, absolutely.
He has to be a top 10 transfer.
Absolutely. I would think so. I don't have the list in front of me, but I would think you're right, man. I mean, this guy, he's a polished, ready-made starting guard with incredible experience now at the college level.
And he can score the hell out of the basketball.
He can score that. You're right, man.
That's the thing. Yeah, like you got a guy like that can score it too.
It's cold-blooded, man.
Lamont Butler, he's solid.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very good player at Kentucky last year, and we saw that he was their only point guard. If he wasn't playing well or he wasn't there, they had no backup, and they didn't have a guy that could just go get you a bucket.
Yeah.
In terms of as a point guard, like Tyler Ulis. Oh man, wasn't he special?
Remember that little guy? Yeah. But you're right. Aberdeen's cold-blooded scorer. He's got that scorer's mentality, and he can score several. Same with Clayton. I mean, Aberdeen can blow by you. He can go get a layup. He can hit the mid-range, and he's got good range. Aberdeen, he made a lot of big three-point shots in his career at Florida. A lot.
He's really good catch and shoot as well as off the dribble. Better catch and shoot guy though. But I mean, he's great at penetrating, keeping his dribble. Hopefully, I hate when this happens to guys sometimes. Like freshman, sophomore Denzel Aberdeen, I would say was a dog on the defensive side. Like just his energy, effort, trying to get it.
He got in it.
Trying to get stopped. And sometimes he fouled because I don't know if Denzel, because that offense looks good. I don't know if he's thinking about defense as much anymore, Terry.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I get it. That always happens to guys. They start scoring more and they're like, forget that defensive side.
Yeah. Hey, obviously you mentioned you brought up a good point. We don't know what's in the negotiating room, when these coaches and players get together. My first thought, and I want to get your read, I'm going to give you two things that I think might have played in this. I think Aberdeen might not have gotten the assurance that he's going to get 30 minutes a game, 35. Clayton, Aberdeen probably wants a lot of Clayton's minutes, number one. Number two, I'm not so sure Florida might not have said, hey, you're going to get a lot of minutes, but we want you to play the two after they sign the Xavier Lee, because I think Aberdeen can play the two, but Aberdeen's his trip to the NBA is as a point guard, probably, wouldn't it be? Not the two?
Yeah, point guard.
Yeah, interesting. I think that's a great pickup.
Man, what a
Kentucky.
risk! You're going to a team. He's going to a team where every single one of his teammates are going to be new.
Yeah.
He's not going to be like. I think they lost everybody except they didn't lose Trent Noah or that other kid Perry. So those kids are still going to be there.
How about Owe? Is Owe gone? The kid, the athletic for Kentucky. Remember him? Remember Owe?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Let me check.
He came from Oklahoma.
We have this really. I'm gonna send you. I think I've sent you the invite to this before. It's a really cool Google app, Sheets, that has every team in the SEC and what moves have been made or are going to be made. So we're looking at who? Kentucky?
Yeah, Kentucky. Owe. That real athletic.
What he's testing the NBA waters. So
okay, it can come back.
He can come back. Yep. Anybody else? That kid, Colin Chandler, I believe he was a Mormon kid that missed a good amount of the beginning of the season.
How about Brea, the shooter for Kentucky? Is he back or is he a one-and-done kind
Out
of
of
guy?
eligibility.
Out of eligibility, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Man.
Jackson Robinson's. Oh man, it sucks. That kid Jackson Robinson. He broke his wrist like in the middle of the season. This is last year, so the season's over.
It sounds like there's going to be a lot of points to be gathered by Aberdeen when he goes to Kentucky. He can go in there and be a high-volume shooter scorer.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
nice.
These other kids. Yeah, I mean Trent Noah and Travis Perry. They're better shooters than he is.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be point guard. They're not going to be the
I'll tell you, Aberdeen can create, man. He can go find his buckets, man. He doesn't have to be a. He's
6'4" and he's so fast.
I know. He doesn't have to run off a double screen and have a wide open. He can go get his buckets at the rim, mid-range. I love Aberdeen. I do. Keep in mind now, Gator Nation, I've said this since there's been this thing as a portal. I've said this consistently. Patrick, here's the quote. The portal will giveth, and the portal will taketh away.
Absolutely.
Some of the Gator Nation is grousing a little bit. Well, don't forget, the portal helped you just win a national title, right? I mean, Florida won think about Walter Clayton. What if Walter Clayton followed Rick Pitino to St. John's from Iona? I mean, that St. John's team might have been a Walter Clayton away from winning the whole damn thing.
Right, you're absolutely right. Oh my gosh, with how bad they played against Arkansas, I won't forget 54 misses, 54.
God,
21 for 75. I will never forget that. It was clank, 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 clank city.
Goodness gracious, that is terrible. Pat, have you? I don't know if you've made an official. Patrick Young, if you were making the call Thursday for the Jaguars, I don't know if you've made it. I would still go big ugly. I would go line of scrimmage. Boy, there's more smoke. Big ugly. Where would you go? Are you more big ugly or big sexy?
What's this talk with Mason Graham? Mason Graham's a tight end.
No, Graham's the big defensive tackle from Michigan. The tight end you're thinking about. You're thinking about Ty Warren getting mentioned. The tight end from Penn State's getting a little bit of smoke around the Jaguars. A little bit.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And Genty, of course.
I think you go big. So you know what really gives me the answer to that? I was watching last night or the night before. It was an NFL special on, Hawaiian Pacific Islander guys, Tua, Penei Sewell or Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
So it was really good on Sewell, man. Oh my, like he's probably the first Hawaiian all pro ever. Probably. But
really?
Dude, we got to get someone like him. Like dude's unbelievable. He's a monster.
Like
he's a freak of nature.
Didn't they have and I think this guy passed away at a young age, Vince Manawai. Didn't they have Vince Manawai? He was an Islander, I think. Remember the
I don't know.
big lineman?
But Coach Dan Campbell says we're going to build this team around guys like you.
Yeah.
He was one of their staples. I mean, look, the Lions built their freaking suck ass 1-16 team.
Yeah.
They built it through the draft.
Yeah.
And one major trade, obviously, was getting rid of Matthew Stafford and bringing in Jared Goff. And gosh, why can't the Jaguars not do that? Like,
before we go to break, we'll have our comedian on. Mike Freed will join us in a little bit.
You still bringing Mike Freed on?
Yeah.
I'm messing around. I'm messing.
He's probably hearing you right now.
I'm messing.
Basketball portal closes tomorrow. Football portal closes Friday. I guess.
Is this into your name? This is just into your name, right?
Yes. You can
so.
Yeah, you can back out. The basketball back out date is May 28th. That's the withdrawal deadline, May 28th. So now keep in mind, the SEC has the rule now where you can't portal in this second portal. If it's football, you can't portal and go play immediately SEC to SEC. If you portaled back in December, you could go SEC to SEC. But you can't play. You'd have to sit out You have to sit out football SEC to SEC portal now. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no basketball rule, right?
I don't think so. And football had 10 days. It opened 10 days ago, or it'll end Friday. It opened on the 16th. Basketball has 30. The reason basketball has 30 and football only 10, football has 2 portals. Basketball only has 1, right? I think basketball only has 1. That's why they've got 30 days, I guess. You wonder if the Gators land anybody, football or basketball.
Hey, how far away are we from in-season free agency?
I don't know if you can that be done. I always look at the NFL, NBA, and MLB. I don't think it can be done in those. Can it?
Can it be done? But
I don't know
if they're employees.
I don't know, man. It's only Monday. You're making me think too hard. It's Monday. Hey, let's
if they're employees, right?
Yeah.
You can transfer jobs.
No, I don't think you can do it in season.
NBA players, they are employees.
No, but I'm saying
they have a
today the Boston
contract, and another team could take on that contract.
Well, that's called a trade, and trade deadlines come and go.
Yes,
that's a trade, not a free agent. Just yeah.
Are we gonna? I'm talking. Yeah, I mean,
okay,
trades and free in season, not in season free agency. My bad. Yes, trades. That's what I meant.
Trades.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, trades. Quit putting your big thinking cap on. Big boy had a thinking weekend.
Talk to me, man. Hey, we're going employees. We're going contracts. It seems like. Dang, we need Brent Beard.
He'll be on 5:30.
Brent Beard.
5:30. Brent 5:30.
All right. Hey, we're gonna hold this thought.
Okay.
And we're gonna bring it up to Brent Beard. All right.
And you're gonna
have plenty of time to think about it too. So I'm gonna need an answer from you as well.
Okay. You sent me something over the weekend about Sammy Sosa. Oh. What was that, real quick?
He's hitting freaking darts.
Where? When?
That was the 2002. I don't know how I got sucked in. Yeah. I was watching. I think Florida and Mississippi State or somebody. It was a baseball game, and I'm just like, man. There's nothing like a perfectly hit, squared up, freaking just out of here baseball.
Yeah.
And then I just got sucked into. I was like, you know what? I want to see Sammy Sosa hit some balls because I know he juiced up with. Holy!
He smashed it. He smashed it, didn't he? When he was all juiced up.
So Cags hit a home run last season that went like 516 with these new BB Core bats or whatever that is supposed to be more like wood. Sammy in that home run derby hit 5 balls over 525.
Is really? God, that ball was flat on the end. If you went and got the ball, it was flat.
So, he is not wasting an ounce of energy in something being off. And I don't know if he actually played in games like this. He was taking a back step. Then a front step.
Because it's just a lob pitch. Yeah.
I know some guys they rock that foot back, but he was step back, step forward. So he was trying to
Sammy
them hips into that ball.
Wasn't Sosa in the middle of his career? He was one of those guys, and this has happened numerous times in Major League Baseball. Sosa was up to bat, made contact, his bat broke, and cork came out of it. His bat was cork. Remember that?
Yeah.
And that's happened in MLB before, but
that's right. I forgot about that.
It broke and he had cork in it. And he did the old, he pulled the old, oh man, that was one of my teammates. I just grabbed it out of the bat box. It wasn't my bat. I was just Remember that? The cork was on
best. Instead, because there's no lie you can tell that's convincible. If it's you just don't open your mouth.
How'd that get in there? Well, wait a minute, Sammy. Your name is stenciled on the top of the bat. It's a Sammy Sosa genuine original.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break.
Make it worse.
Let's lighten things up a little bit, as if we haven't already. Let's go out of bounds with our buddy Mike Freed. We'll kick around. Patrick, there's at least one visual story. I hope your mom's not watching. I just don't want Benita to see this. Don't let her watch next segment. We got a visual that's X-ray.
It's not a visual of a squirrel in the pants, right?
No, you're getting close. You're getting close. All right, there's a tease.
That is close.
You're getting close.
That's a disgrace.
You're getting close.
The
Benita,
fact
please.
That stupid guess.
Yeah. Benita, please turn off the stream right now. All right, one down, a long way to go. It's a fun Monday, a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of different sports overlapping. We'll get back into it. Taking it out of bounds with our resident comedian, Mike Freed, on the other side.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming, from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
All right, let's take it out of bounds. There's a good-looking overhead shot of Jax Vegas. I think that's the same shot every time, or is that a live?
Hey, isn't
action?
that the landing in that picture?
I'm
just kidding.
Mike Freed taking it out of bounds.
They did that
here.
for a while. You remember when they
comedian.
had like Monday Night Football was showing like
Yes.
Whatever the wrong building name.
You saw the you saw the orange roof of the landing.
They were using
but
old
obviously
stock
that
photo.
was yeah.
I think for a while it said like Modus or AccuStaff after it was no longer.
And then they did the landing. The landing. There was a couple of games where the landing was shown, and you go, "No, that's 4 or 5 years ago. The landing's gone."
Yeah. They couldn't afford a blip.
What a. Anyway, we'll, not time for the landing. Mike Freed, our resident comedian, is with us. We got some stuff, and I told Patrick, he's not with us this segment. I told him to make sure his mom is not watching. She's a big fan of our show.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff.
But not my segment.
Well, not you, but it's
some of the subjects.
This is an awkward one here.
Yeah. The base socks you're talking about.
Yeah, Chesapeake base socks.
Yeah, and I didn't realize you had talked about it before. But,
just barely. I don't know if we got the visual, but we've got the visual. Set it up a little bit. This is this their break out a new logo?
It was indeed. My old Orioles. I guess it's the Chesapeake
Oysters,
the Oyster Catchers, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they're the Oysters.
And I think it's let's get it right.
Chesapeake base sock Oysters.
Let's get it right. Maybe the Oysters.
And that area, I guess, Chesapeake Bay.
Well, I mean, they are. In fairness to the story, and we will get to the Oyster Catchers is what they do.
Yeah.
No, it's the Oyster Catchers.
Okay.
So they are the Chesapeake. Well, the Chesapeake Bay Sox. The Bay Sox unveiled their alternative identity, or their alternate identity.
Yes, they
as
did.
The Chesapeake Oyster Catchers. Not so different from when we went from the shrimp to whatever we are now.
Well, the shrimp now. They went from like the Suns to the shrimp.
Yeah, Suns to the shrimp. So they're going from the Bay Sox to the Chesapeake Oyster Catchers. And at this moment,
so far, so good. I mean, what could go wrong?
Well, let's take a step back, though. In fairness to the people that create this unfortunate graphic, who came up with the name Oyster Catchers?
Well, oysters are indigenous to the area, right?
Understood. But if it was
you go catch oysters,
if it was a place you catch roosters,
do you harvest our oysters or do you catch them? I mean, they don't.
I just
are they running away from you as an oyster?
I eat them, is what I do.
Mike, is an oyster running away? Why are you you just picking them up? Right?
Yeah, you're like a oyster lassoer. You have to lasso the oysters, I believe is how they do it. So they came up with this name, Oyster Catchers, which already is problematic in my mind. But then the graphic basically depicts a mitt with
there it is.
with an oyster catcher.
And look at the mitt.
And
look what the mitt's catching.
Yeah, so little kids sitting there for the opening night of the new unveiling, and eyes were being covered, and
awkward.
They had to retract it pretty quickly, but not quickly enough.
Yeah, but how does that get that far without somebody going, that kind of looks
I still think somebody, they go with double entendres in this league.
I guess.
And somebody probably thought it was a fair double entendre, and then somebody's like, no, that's just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who was it? Did people lose their job? Let's see what we got here. It wasn't.
That's not lose jobbable.
Pat, look at that though. I mean, you can't say what it looks
bad,
like,
but you don't lose your job.
How does it make it that? How does it make it that far up the chain, though?
I would say it's promotable. I think they should get a promotion based on the fact that we're talking about it.
Did you hear they are trying to spin this? They're doing some kind of. It's like, not cervical cancer. I think they're giving some money to.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. See where I'm going with that?
Yeah, so that's what they're going with.
They're the month of May maybe
should be National Sex Therapy Day or something.
Pat, you don't think that? The minute I saw that logo, I went, "Oh boy."
Yeah.
I'm a dirty boy, I guess. I'm just a dirty boy.
Yeah, there's not a part of it that's not suggestive.
Yeah. All right. Let's get that. Yeah. All right. So PY's here. Mike Freed. We're taking it out of bounds.
There he is.
What is this? And I didn't dig into this. LeBron James now has a Barbie doll, Ken doll.
Yeah.
What the hell is this about?
So apparently they're making male Kens or other male Kens. I mean, I guess we could debate whether Ken is.
Yeah, we're not
male.
sure. Yeah,
he's
which dugout he goes into.
Well, he's gender neutral if you've ever seen Ken without his pants. But I don't want to get too far down the line.
Whoa, Patrick! You hear this guy?
Well.
Good Lord, give a guy a microphone, Patrick.
I'm just an innocent bystander.
Me too, man. So anyway, what's going on? LeBron has a doll?
Yeah, the Mattel company has decided to make various Ken dolls, some with athletic prowess. In fact, all of them at this point. And they've unveiled the LeBron Ken doll. This was a couple Wednesdays ago, so-called Ken Ambassador. And last year they had 9 female athlete Barbies,
Right.
including Venus Williams.
Okay.
Were introduced now.
So the doll looks like LeBron. Looks like LeBron, but they're calling it Ken.
Looks like LeBron, and it is a
Le
Ken.
Ken?
I
Call
think
it
they're
Le
all
Ken.
called Ken or Barbies. This would just be the LeBron Ken.
Patrick, you ever had a doll, or you ever had a bobblehead made for you, Pat?
I've had a bobblehead.
Yeah.
A bobblehead
Of you.
made for me.
You got a big head. You'd be a good bobblehead. Look at a big head he's got.
You could do that. I mean, it's.
Jerry, I know where you are right now. You don't know where I am.
Yeah, no
but
kid.
I know where you are.
Oh no, sounds like he's out in the parking lot.
Yeah, so these are Ken Ambassadors. Got a picture of LeBron playing with his doll. It's a pretty tall doll. I think it's taller than your standard Ken.
right.
It has sunglasses, headphones, unzipped blue and white Letterman's jacket
Nice.
with LJ on the left breast and his
Nice.
number 23 on the right sleeve, and Ohio and crown patches on the other. His first name is on the back with just a kid from Akron underneath.
And I gotta believe the Bronny doll's got to be close because he had such a good first year.
Yeah, I don't
Ronnie.
know. I heard Saturday Night Live actually did a bit on the Ken doll, and they said that they've got, I forget how they put it, but the LeBron doll is one that you really don't want to play with.
Did you hear LeBron's got another son that just signed with Arizona?
Really?
Bryce, I think his name is.
As what? Is he playing?
Basketball.
Bryce is supposed to be a much better. Bryce is supposed to be much better than
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Mike, we got some more topics. We got a lot of time with you here. Be honest with us.
Yes.
And remember now, you know how I live my life. God and Santa are always
Santa.
listening. Always
Sure.
listening. Mike, the stuff that we talk about here,
Yes.
this must make your act. I mean, I throw you some funny stuff here, right? You must. And you do give me credit,
Let's
right?
just say I talk about you. But,
You give me credit, right?
Yeah.
Don't put-
If I ever use anything that you say, I would definitely give you.
It sounded like you
attribution.
said if, not when.
There
I
is
use.
an F. There's funny for streaming, and then there's funny for the stage.
Okay.
And this is funny for streaming. I hope.
All right.
I
All right.
guess. You want to talk about Bryce Harper?
I love what he did. Pat, I hope you heard this story. It's pretty cool.
It's kind of sweet. It begs the question, and we talked last week about that
was
new
really
bat, the black bat.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize bats could be different colors. I mean, whatever happened to bats just being wooden and wood-colored?
Boring.
Has that never been a thing?
Boring. Don't you want the Cincinnati Reds to have a red bat?
Why aren't they, why aren't people buying the side of the bat, like the Farrah bat or something like that?
I love it.
Coca-Cola bat.
It's a good point. Maybe.
Oh, man.
I think Louisville Slugger. I think is the main one. They brand. They made
Right.
years ago when they cut the deal to be their official bat. They may say, because wouldn't advertising be on the bat if it could be?
I mean, everything's
Right.
possible.
Yeah.
And now with NIL, I mean,
Right.
who
Why
owns
not?
what part? Like, if you're a player, obviously, I mean, what's the limit? Remember the old Jim McMahon days where he tried to wear Nike or whatever it was on his headband,
Yeah.
and then he got in trouble because he wasn't complying. Like
Yeah.
in the NFL now, and maybe it's just a bargaining thing with the NFLPA, can they, just sell the side of their face? Can they sell a face tattoo that
No.
says Coca-Cola?
Well, Tebow got in so much trouble with 316 under his eye.
Right, that's right.
That
Back
was
in the-
he didn't sell it, but I mean they deemed
LaMelo Ball.
It's all
What's he doing?
non-compliant.
LaMelo Ball. He has some type of LB tattoo on his neck
Yeah.
that the NBA made him cover up.
Yeah. Well, Patrick, you can speak to this probably, but Mike, you know the phenomenon. This probably happened 10 to 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, the basketball players started wearing sleeves.
Right, that's true.
They're tank top, but sleeves.
Compression sleeves,
Yeah,
basically.
but the word I got was and they'll do them on their legs as well. The NBA said, "Hey, man, we got too many questionable tattoos, and those sleeves are much more to cover
I see.
than compression."
I see. That's interesting.
Makes
I was wondering,
sense.
Yeah, all of a sudden everybody needs compression on their.
Yeah, and it just popped up out of everywhere.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. But I wonder what each league must have rules. But
Did it? Going back to the doll, do we have a price on the LeBron doll? I will never buy one.
I did not see a price on it. No.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, man.
Is that going to be
You got
a?
one job.
I know. I closed that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I might have seen it. I just
Is
didn't
that going to
remember
be
it.
Are they hoping that's a Christmas hotcake seller?
Yeah. It's just a seasonal special item. One of these things that 30 years from now, an antique roadshow, somebody be
Yeah.
like, "I found this
Yeah.
large doll in
Yeah.
my parents' closet."
Or the eye is going to follow. That could be creepy. A big old LeBron doll in your daughter's room.
I think dolls are always. No, my daughter is not getting a LeBron doll.
But get back to the bat though. The gender reveal that Bryce Harper did. This was really cool, Pat.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, I'm against the whole gender reveal thing in general, but this one was Bryce Harper. I guess he and his wife knew what their forthcoming baby's gender was going to be, but he was going to reveal it to their family and to the world. Said, "Hey, look at me. I'm going to, be playing baseball." And when he gets up to bat at a certain point, he would choose the color bat that identified the gender.
Pink or blue.
Yeah. So he toyed around with it for a little while. He had both a pink and a blue bat. And then ultimately, after a little BP, picked up the blue. And that was the announcement. He then proceeded to strike out.
Yeah, he had a terrible at-bat. He struck out.
Man.
He struck out. Come on, pitcher. Hey, come on, other team's pitcher. Throw him a meatball. Let him hit a home run.
Not a good at-bat.
Right?
But so that's the thing. You like that? You're in favor of that?
That was pretty cool, though. I mean, I've seen enough of these gender. I thought it was unique. I thought it was unique, didn't you?
It is unique. Where do you guys?
I'll allow that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Where do you guys stand on the whole gender reveal thing? Like when people have kids and do the whole.
Well, y'all know my story. I was supposed to be Teresa, so there wasn't no gender back then. We didn't have any.
The fact that people have started fires doing these gender reveal things, that's enough stated that it's gone way too far.
Yeah, no, I think that's right.
That puts Mike in business, though. You could
represent
somebody.
I like stuff that's like it's cheap. It's not about like having the cake, or like I don't know, popping the things together.
Yeah,
I understand it's another excuse for
we're about to
get together, but
how timely is this? We're about to have a Pope reveal. With the smoke, right? The white smoke, we got one. The black, we're still meeting it. Isn't that how they do it?
Yeah.
I'm not Catholic, but isn't that how they do it?
They do.
He had a rough these last few months, huh?
Yeah, double pneumonia, and but back to that. They do. They reveal not the gender, of course.
That's a Pope reveal.
It's a Pope reveal. Yeah, the smoke out of the.
Right. I mean,
it is. But I don't know.
You can use that one in your act. I know you're going to give me no credit.
Thank you for permission. I think.
How about that, Pat? You guys stealing all my funny stuff.
But I think some people don't even. We just want a healthy baby. We just want a healthy baby. Now it's this big thing, and that's without even getting into the doesn't the baby get to pick their own gender at some point? Exactly. Like, do you have to undo the gender reveal if it turns out your daughter wanted to be a son? You with me on that? Yeah. What happens there?
I thought that was pretty cool, though, Bryce Harper.
Oh, you
So are
pretty cool.
Ooh, Mike, you just said something. I didn't want to keep going on it, but you made a great point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in for a dime, in for a dollar.
You just made a good point. I wasn't listening.
I did.
What did you say?
I said if you.
Damn it! I got to start listening.
What if you do the gender reveal for your son, and then he turns, 23, and he turns out to be a daughter? You have to.
Ooh, that's tough.
I don't know. And here's another question:
as an adult, you got to re-gender reveal.
You do. And I don't think it's fair if children. If a child chooses their gender at some point, without getting into whether you can or you can't, but if they do, if you have a kid and they change their gender, I think you should get to pick the new name. Like, they don't get a do-over of picking the name.
I told you I was supposed to be Teresa. I'm Terry.
Yeah, you would be an ugly Teresa. You're an ugly Terry, but you'd be
your filthy. Who invited you here?
By the way, I did a little research. The Ken doll, the LeBron Ken doll, varies in price. Suggested retail $75, but at this very moment, you can get it at Target for $75. But if you go to Walmart, and this is interesting, $145. And then on eBay is as much as $119.
Target must be the official NBA store.
I guess so. Usually Target's going to be a little less than a Walmart.
Yeah, you would think.
There you go.
So obviously, LeBron, this really wasn't for the people.
No.
$75 freaking dollars.
And obviously, Patrick, you now know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
That'd be amazing.
I'll
take the Bronny. I get the Bronny. The Bronny doll. It's just a little.
Take the Bronny.
Little Bronny. So I have one more baseball story if you want to stay with baseball.
All right.
It's not so much funny, but it raises an interesting question. Did you see where Yankees Jazz Chisholm, which is a mouthful, he got suspended not for what he did on the field, and not even for arguing with an ump after a call that he questioned, but for going into the dugout with his phone, which I guess is available, and then posting on social media that the umps missed something.
During the game?
During the game.
Yeah.
So during the game, apparently you can't, and he apologized for it, so there's not even a question about whether it was a good idea or a bad idea.
Didn't we have a guy in the NFL?
Chad Ochocinco.
he would go into the locker room after the game, and he would go live, and you're like, dude, the NFL's going.
Oh yeah, that was Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown, yeah, he was going live, like doing his own little podcast.
Right.
But I mean, there are rules and regulations and broadcast, and the team was like, you can't really do this in the middle of the locker room after the game.
Yeah, you're being paid to do something. Although I'm not sure I entirely understand why you can't criticize officials. We do it in real life.
Yeah.
We do it.
Well, the officials are interesting, and there's a long debate. The officials. The players are almost mandatory. They have to go meet the media. Now they can be blankety blanks if they want.
Right. They can say no comment.
The coaches and all face question after, but the officials don't have to go in front of a podium.
Yeah, and I kind of guess that because they're supposed to be neutral. They're not supposed to be the stars themselves. Although a lot of them have really nice guns, and that's becoming a story. But yeah, I don't understand why you can't criticize them respectfully.
Yeah.
I know there's replays.
Right.
I think it goes to gambling. I think they want the gamblers to have confidence in the game, and if the players or anybody is saying these refs or these umps are corrupt or they did a bad job.
A lot of people think they should have to go face the music as well post game. Hey,
what would you ask them?
Yeah, what the hell did you? What did you see? The replay flipped your call.
Oh, what did I call?
Yeah.
Let's play it out. I'm the ump, and you say, well, what did I call?
Well, what did I call? How'd I do?
No, don't repeat it.
I don't know
you're
what you want me
horrible.
to do.
This is why you do. No, pretend I'm the. You're asking me a question after the game, and I'm the ump. So go.
There was a clear face mask you didn't call on that touchdown run.
I didn't see a face mask.
Right.
He's just gonna say.
Then you're fired. By the way, speaking of. Did you throw anybody in jail today?
I did not, but it's never too late. It's never too late.
He never does, Pat. Why become a lawyer if you can't throw somebody in jail?
I don't think you can go. I don't think we can go past what the NBA does, where they say like, yes, there were errors that were made in this game.
What do they call that? The 2 minute. 2 minute warning.
The NFL doesn't do that.
The NFL or the NBA. They do that 2 minute. They grade their calls in the last 2 minutes or something.
Who does that?
The NBA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Some a few weeks ago, a crew missed 5 calls.
But the crew doesn't grade their own.
No, the NBA turns out a final 2 minute sheets.
Yeah.
And they'll say this was wrong, this was wrong. I don't know if that's to try and keep integrity of the game. Hey, I don't know.
I never get the impression, like when they have these former NFL, former NBA guys in their ear, that they bring in during the game. I like that, but they never seem authoritative. They say, if I were there, this is what I would call. This is the rule. Yeah. And then if the call goes a different way, they don't usually bring them back on to criticize.
Yeah.
They bring them back on before the ump
I've
rules.
said this for a long time about reviews and things like that. Mm-hmm. I hate the fact that we know who Gene Steratore is. We know who Dean Bland, whatever. I hate that we know because that means they're on too much.
Right.
And the games are being stopped too much because we know the damn review guy's name.
And then in the NFL, they're all getting these big biceps now, and they're wearing really tight-fitting shirts. Who's that guy who started that? Now his son or somebody else is in it?
Who was the big gun guy?
Yeah, there's a lot of them now. But
not Terry Norvelle, not Patrick Young.
Definitely, and it's certainly not Mike Freed.
No.
I mean, although proportionately, proportionate to the size of my body, I have very big biceps.
Did you throw anybody in jail today?
It's never too late, Terry.
Yeah.
This is a good time to tell any bond companies out there, any bail bonds companies, if you want to sponsor the Terry Norvelle show, the Young and Norvelle show, this would be a good time to call in because people are fighting over that opportunity.
If we don't get a sponsor soon, we're running you out of here.
Understood. That's why I'm asking so desperately.
TikTok, my man.
Understood. So anyone in the legal space or comedy space who wants to sponsor this fine segment, I would highly recommend you reach out to Patrick, because you can't trust Terry with money.
I agree.
It'll never get down to Patrick.
Terry takes care of your boy.
Yeah,
all right.
Terry takes care of your boy.
Yeah. All right, so you can call Terry.
Give him $10 a moon pie and RC every week.
Oh, that's
what he
bad.
works for.
You shop at Cracker Barrel, apparently.
That's what he works for. Staying in Major League Baseball, did you see last week there was a really bad call, and in Major League Baseball, umpire called a pitch way out, rung a guy up, and LASIK.com jumps all over it, and they said, hey, don't forget now, we offer absolute free LASIK to every Major League umpire.
That is great.
Yeah, and they got a ton of publicity.
That's the kind of thing you see at the minor leagues. You see at the Icemen games. They have a lot more fun with the endorsements. Like they got that one on the opposite side of the ice with the visiting team. It looks like they're sitting on the toilet. So
Nice.
you've never seen that when they're
No.
sitting
Oh my gosh.
when they're sitting in their
The Icemen have that?
Yeah,
I was at the arena work. Look, I got my
at
arena
least
shirt on.
last
I
year.
worked this morning down
Yeah,
there. I
yeah,
didn't see it.
Andy Kaufman down there. They
Yeah.
have a sponsorship for like a plumbing company, and so
Nice.
like 5 of the guys sitting on the opposing bench look like they're sitting on a toilet because there's like a toilet right there in front of them.
Speaking of baseball umpires, getting back to that, there's many instances that this has happened. The organist,
Oh,
baseball
yeah.
always
Dun,
has
dun,
organist.
dun, dun, dun. It's not a real organist.
Many organists have been kicked out
Right.
because something happens during the game,
Right.
and they'll play Three Blind Mice, Three Blind Mice, and they've been run out. I mean,
That's
umpire,
okay.
you got to go.
Have you ever been run out for playing with your organ?
Never.
All right.
And that's none of your business. That is none of your
That is
business.
hilarious.
Did you guys
Wow.
hear this story? We talked about it a little bit last week, and I can't believe this rule is in place or one's not in place. Weather doping. Did you hear the weather doping? I don't know if this is the right. So there's this massive track and field event going on. Happens in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. It just happened a week or so ago. And Oklahoma, that area, this time of year starts getting Tornado Alley. It's very windy in that Kansas, Oklahoma area.
I've seen Twister.
So this past event, track and field event, the discus event, there were numerous records set, including, I think, first ever 75-meter throw ever.
Wow.
So, and it was an international event, and a lot of the other non-United States countries, they were complaining, and this is wrong. And
Right.
well, come to find out, the discus, you can have multiple. You throw in a circle. You can spin all you want. You just can't go out of the circle. You throw it, the discus.
Okay.
Well, the story says that you can have multiple throwing circles. And this event does have multiple, so the participant can go, I want to throw from the one on the far right because and it's facing different,
Yeah, like kicking from the right hash mark.
to get behind the wind.
Yeah.
Shouldn't there just be one?
I guess, but
There should be one.
But you
Yeah.
can go to like 2 or 3 and play the wind and say, I want this one.
No.
The wind's at my
that's
back
weird.
now.
It should only be one.
Crazy.
I
They
guess-
call that weather doping.
For track and field, I think
Well-
that's right. Although, what about golf? You get to pick your tee spot.
For sprinters,
Yeah, but you're still going
for
that
sprinters,
way.
they do that for sprinters. If they're outdoors
Too
and
much
the wind's
wind.
behind them,
Right.
they'll put a star behind that number.
It won't be a world
They had
record.
a
Too much,
natural
like
enhancement.
1.2 mile per hour backwind.
Yeah.
But they were calling that weather doping. I don't know if that's the right term.
And how much better a result did they get? Was it a matter of feet?
Everybody's set. I mean, the longest throw ever.
But I guess theoretically, if you threw into like a little wind tunnel thing, it could go a mile. Would you get credit for that whole mile?
Well, no, you're
That
the
would-
attorney here.
that would be
I don't
cool.
know. You're the smart guy.
There's got to be like a redo based on
Mike.
too good. Yes,
I got a good question for you.
please, I'm
Give
ready.
me one of your like most shocking or head scratching moments as an attorney
Oh,
or something.
oh
That
gosh,
I can't believe. How did this person
Great
do
question.
that? Or I don't know. Whatever. Give me something.
gosh, there's so many. I mean, the funniest things happen like in depositions when you're dealing with a tense moment.
Oh,
And I remember
I bet those are great.
I was interviewing this, not interviewing, but questioning a person who had accused a client of mine of sexual harassment.
Oh!
And so you have to ask a lot of questions about their history and mental history and medical history. And at one point, I said, now, have you ever been diagnosed with memory issues? And she goes, yeah, I have. And I said, now, who diagnosed you with that? And she said, I don't remember. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, well, that makes sense. That seems
the
like a
court-
valid diagnosis.
Did the court laugh, or was this only a couple people depositions?
Yeah, just a deposition.
Did
It
anybody
wasn't in
laugh?
court. Yeah, we all
I'd
laughed.
have a
I mean,
giggle.
yeah. We
Did you
had-
end up throwing her in jail though?
No, that was not the time nor the place. Gosh,
What is
So,
your go ahead.
depositions, those can really lead to settlements quite
Yeah.
often.
Yeah, it's easy to
because-
sue somebody, but to actually sit
Yeah.
and let a jerk like me or a nice person
Yeah.
like me, whatever
Yeah.
temperature I have that day, ask questions of you, you're like, I don't need this. I'll take this number instead of that number. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is your?
Isn't that great for everybody?
Well, it should be because the most cases get settled. Most cases don't go to trial, and that's because it's just long, expensive, and arduous. And
What
smart
is
people
your
settle.
Like on what
What do I
type
do?
of specialty do you?
Yeah, so I'm a business litigator. I fight about money and stuff for businesses and business people.
So do you have a? So you don't really have a side. You're not defense or.
Oh, yeah, that's a great question because in my cases.
Patrick, did you hear? Mine got. I got. That's a great question.
Oh no, yours
Did you
was
hear
really,
that?
yours was really
Patrick?
good too. Well, you're here, and if Patrick were here, I'd say great too. No, the in my cases, everybody is usually both a plaintiff and a defendant. They're suing and being sued.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get sued because, hey, why did you not pay me this money on this contract for all these things I delivered to you? And then the other side is like, well, the things you delivered were crappy and you owe me a bunch of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's.
Hey, we
what
might
happens.
have. I'm sorry to. If this hurts your feelings, Mike Freed, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
But possibly last Friday, we might have had the funniest moment on this show ever.
You were recounting one of my jokes?
No. It was like the final segment. Did you guys hear the story, and it made all the news, where former Mississippi State football coach Mike Leach is deceased. He died 3-4 years ago, a little young. He was in his 50s. A real smart guy. He was a lawyer. Never played football. He was a lawyer by trade. Went to Pepperdine. And really innovative coach. He just loved the strategic setup of football. So word came out that when he was at Mississippi State, he had a million ideas. He was a thinking guy. Supposedly he had to get talked down from this. He was proposing in short yardage situations, running a little midget on the field and throwing him across the line of scrimmage.
I love that. As a little midget, I love that idea.
Yes.
I mean, is that illegal?
He got talked down.
Is that worse than the tush push?
We talked about that. We there's the answer to the
I kept
Paul
asking
Revere.
questions of like, how many times do you think you can throw this midget before they die?
Well, you'd have a lot of midgets.
Win one for the Gipper, man.
And would a midget count against your personnel cap and your people cap?
Well, I also thought at some point the defense will try and counter. They'll have their own little midget, and they'll scud missile up in the air.
Yeah, you'd throw somebody big against. That's
we're playing Mike. We're playing Battleship at this point.
But I don't think you can throw players. I mean, you can't go in the opposite direction. But I mean, if
the bigger question is, does that count as a passing or rushing touchdown?
Well, that's a good question too. But if you picked up a player and just ran carrying them past the goal line, that's a touchdown, huh?
Why not?
Yeah, I guess you see players do that sometimes.
Hey, that UFL,
yeah,
that's going to go out of business again. They need that rule.
That would be a great
People would
rule.
Watch, wouldn't it?
Oh, midget rule. If every team has
we said, that little midget from Game of Thrones. Put a uniform on that guy.
Well,
oh my gosh.
Right.
Peter Dinklage, man. Give the man some respect.
I did.
Brad Williams.
I just put him in the NFL for college football.
Brad Williams is a midget comedian. He's very
I'll tell
funny.
you, all those Wizard of Oz
Kevin
midgets.
Hart also?
Yeah.
Who?
Kevin Hart. Yeah, no, I think he's about my height. That would be. I like the idea of a mandatory midget rule. Like it's when I used to play, sports around the neighborhood, and everybody would be like, well, you have to have one girl or Mike Freed on every team.
Yes, exactly, to balance it. Yeah.
To balance it out.
Look this up if you can. You're pretty quick on this.
Relatively.
I'm telling you, there was a period in the state of Florida, at least, might have been 70s, 80s, and it got outlawed, I think. There was a thing called dwarf tossing.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You remember, Patrick, at bars like happy hour, anything to draw a crowd?
I think it still exists.
I think it got ruled out of the state of Florida. But they'd have big pads.
That's bad.
And you could sign up and pick a dwarf. I didn't do it. I wasn't old enough. But dwarf tossing.
Well, they would wear, according to Wikipedia, they would wear Velcro costumes and thrown onto mattresses.
Yeah.
Or Velcro.
And you measure how far you threw. And I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
The biggest, strongest dwarf tosser probably got a free pitcher of beer that night.
Yeah,
Mike, that was hilarious. He's like, and they got thrown out of Florida.
Oh,
yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
They got thrown out of what? Say that again.
If you're getting thrown out of Florida,
it's the under
they
legality.
got thrown out of Florida.
So in Australia, let's see, France, let's see what it says in the
dwarf tossing. I'm telling
you. Florida members of the Little People of America convinced the Florida legislature in 1989 to make dwarf tossing illegal.
Aha! In 89?
89.
Yeah.
A measure banning dwarf tossing was passed by wide margin. New York state legislature followed suit.
Hey, that group of little people, I'll tell you another story.
Yeah.
Tell you another story. There was this Mexican restaurant, You can look this up. In Ohio, swear to goodness, in Ohio, had a happy hour like every little place, right? Had a decent little happy hour. There was a car dealership pretty close to the Mexican restaurant. So a lot of the car dealers would, salespeople would be there.
Right.
And somehow the there's a little midget guy, right?
They're all
that
kind of
hung
little,
out
but
there,
yeah.
and he sold cars too. And the owner of the Mexican restaurant, he had an idea. And I swear, you can look this up.
Yes.
He said, okay, what's really the staple of a Mexican restaurant? You sit down, your server greets you, they come back with
Free chips.
chips and salsa.
Yeah, I always eat too many of those.
Chips and salsa, right? You with me, Pat? You with me, Mike?
Yep.
Chips, it's pretty standard, every Mexican. So
Yep.
this,
Not a fan, but okay. Yep.
Me neither.
But
I eat too many of them.
I agree with that.
They're not good.
But the owner had an idea. He goes, wait a minute. Little midget guy that comes here all the time. He's a good guy. Probably knew him. He said, I got an idea. He went out and got a humongous sombrero.
Oh, yeah.
Customized it where he hollowed out the top and put a bowl of salsa. And around the big brim, he had chips. And his job was just to walk table to table. And you could grab chips and dip it.
That's not degrading at all. And I'm guessing.
Hold on.
Yes.
The place, word spread.
Yes.
The place was absolutely mobbed for a long time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy quit his job
Yeah.
as a car salesman. He was making, how much you going to tip out that guy? I'd tip the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Well, that Little
Pictures.
People of America got wind of this and made such a stink. And
Yeah.
the little midget guy was going on TV and news and all going, it's not degrading. I'm happy.
Right.
I'm making a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it got kind of, they made too much of a stink.
That's not fair. And I'm guessing whatever Patrick's hesitancy to eat the chips and salsa is, I saw the expression on your face. Am I guessing right that it's like a hygiene thing? You don't like everybody reaching into that basket of chips?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that. I felt that for a second. I was like, that's a lot of hands going across those chips.
Yeah.
And if we added it being on somebody's head, would that make it
double dippers?
Yeah.
And then you got it going on some little midget's head.
Yes.
That would not be good.
Might have some
I'm
double
with
dippers out
you
there,
guys
Greg.
though. The problem with the chips and salsa, it comes first, and you sit there and you gorge on them,
Right.
and B, I get it all over me,
Yes.
and I like chips and salsa.
I don't understand the model. I mean, if it's making you drink
I like
more, I get
guacamole.
it. Yeah, but why?
Oh, me too. Woo.
Why would you come to a place if you have a business? Why would the business model be, hey, welcome, here's some free stuff. I hope you order less of the paid stuff.
Well, it's going to make you thirsty, and you're going to buy the
point.
heavy priced drinks.
I just drink water though.
Margarita.
They make me hope. They make me hope that whatever food I'm ordering, I hope it's good, because I just ate a lot of this. I'm a little bit like,
Yep.
Too many of them, man. It just.
And sometimes they're not
my
good.
thing.
Sometimes they're just like a salsa holder. They're not actually a chip. They're just cardboard tasted.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Pat hit it though, man. That guacamole made right. Woo!
Yeah, Cantina Laredo, if you're looking to sponsor the Young and Norvelle show. I love Cantina Laredo's
Where's that
guacamole.
at?
That's at the town center, and they actually make the guacamole
Iguana.
at Tide Save.
They do it at
Side Table.
Iguana too, right? They make it, Pat.
Iguana on Park. Yeah,
Tableside.
flying iguana does, but iguana on Park.
Yeah, that's
That's
over
where
my
you wanna
hood.
go.
And
Yeah.
that one down at the
That's-
beach, they'll make it right at your
they
table,
got the
man.
best guacamole I've ever had.
I like
Yeah.
some guacamole now.
I like a good guacamole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, what else
All
you
their
got?
stuff is good.
That's it, man. I think we end on guacamole.
I'm out. We out of here?
It's only funny things I have, and arguably some of them
When's
weren't
your
that
next
funny.
gig here in town?
Oh, this Josephine over in Avondale is a really neat Italian restaurant in the back room. May the 1st, got a really fun comedy show. Thursday, May the 1st, you can go on Eventbrite, River City Comedy, and get yourself some tickets for. I
I've
think
never been there.
it's a wonderful Italian restaurant. Really, I would say high end, but some great, thoughtful drinks right over there across from Biscotti's.
You been there, Pat?
I think I've been there once before.
Now,
Well, make it twice.
high-end restaurant, do they have a little stage or something?
They have a back room that holds about 45, 50 people.
You serve brandy and cigars in the back room.
Whatever.
Deals get cut.
And funny jokes. We will have funny jokes.
Funny
Some
jokes.
good comedians. I think I got Brian Ciola, Amir Schumann, and a bunch of other really funny
Okay.
people.
Pat, he's trying to get out of here, so he's done with us, Pat. He's done with us. Huh?
He's got to work.
My contract says 30 minutes. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It does, I think.
All right, let's get him out of here.
Good to see you.
We'll go take a break. And Brent Beard at the bottom of the hour.
Thank
Fun
you, Mike.
Monday. Thank you, Mike. He's out of here. Ho! Mike Freed back in a moment after this quick timeout.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
All right, we've got, as we welcome you back to the Young and Norvelle Show, appreciate Mike Freed, our resident comedian who joins us on a lot of these Mondays. We call it Out of Bounds, where we kind of hit the lighter side of sports. I really enjoy that segment. Mike's a lot of fun. I hope you do as well. Patrick Young hanging around as well. Pat, we got one final out of Major League Baseball so far today. The Red Sox defeated... We had the Red Sox taking on the White Sox. A lot of Sox there. Red Sox win 4-2. How about the White Sox? They were so bad last year. They won their opening game. Remember that, Pat? They won their opening game this year. Now they're 5-17. Oh God.
No.
Oh God.
Man.
They won their opening game, and they've gone what, 4-17 since they're 1-9 away from home. Oh, the White Sox. Hey, real quick, let me tell you about Norvelle Realty, our buddy Lee Norvelle.
I do.
Uh-oh. Yeah, definitely. They're scuffling around. God, what'd they lose, about 400 games last year? They were just terrible. I think the over-under for wins I saw before the year was like 52. 52 wins out of 162 games. Let me tell you real quick about Norvelle Realty. If you're about to undertake the buying or selling a home, that's probably the number one largest transaction any of us will have. That is a life-changing experience. You don't want to go into that alone or with people that really don't know what they're doing. You need to call our friends over at Norvelle Realty. Been in business here in our area since 1986. I know Lee Norvelle. I've known him a long time. His business has been built on tremendous reputation and word of mouth. Satisfied customers, and they tell people that's how you build a business as strong as Norvelle Realty. They'll walk you through, keep you informed the entire step, whether it's a buy or a sell. You can trust Lee Norvelle and his staff over at Norvelle Realty. Reach them by phone, 904-388-4400, 904-388-4400, Norvelle Realty. Patrick Young. I wanted to set the rest of the week up, Pat. Tomorrow, Hurricane Grill and Wings in Jointed Creek. That's our Tuesday home. I'm also really, as always, looking forward to Thursday, Pat, over at Sliders, 1 block away from the Jaguars draft party at Lemon Bar. I say we have a draft before the draft. Come by Sliders 4 to 6 and have a draft. You see the play on words there, Pat?
Okay.
Have a draft before. You know the draft doesn't even start until 8 o'clock. I think it's an 8 o'clock start. That's crazy late to me. I know. Ooh.
So they're inviting the whole block, everybody, to Lemon Bar. That's where the draft party's at.
From what I understand, that's and obviously
Holy crap, Sari.
Where are they going to? Yeah, I think these townies. If some townies come out, man, they're going to get a rude awakening. But the draft doesn't even start until 8. The Jaguars will pick, what, about 8:30, 8:45?
I'm not going out there.
Woo, man.
Yeah.
But no, I think that.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, people are going to be. Is it on a Friday? What is it? A Saturday?
Thursday. Well, it starts on Thursday. Thursday's the first day of the draft. The Jaguars pick 5th. But Shad Khan, his group bought that Lemon Bar and that hotel, so it makes sense, kind of. But man, I would imagine there's going to be a big crowd that wants to go to that. Feel free to spill over at Sliders. Sliders is literally 1 block away from Lemon Bar, and we're there 4 to 6. Come by, have a draft before the draft, and I'm looking forward. I'm ready. The draft needs to come and go. It's drug on now. It needs to happen. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I mean, then we're going to talk about it for.
I know, but at least we'll have actual.
I guess it's more tangible. It's more kind of tangible. We'll have direction of and we'll have players and specifics. So yeah, it's tired. I get you. I'm tired of the spec. At least our conversation about the draft shifts. I'm just hoping that we get younger and we get big and ugly on that O-line.
Yeah, definitely.
I pray they just go all in on building the best offensive line possible for Trevor, so he can put up or shut up.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people are wanting. They're wanting to Trevor needs to the determination needs to be made on Trevor Lawrence. Is he going to be a good, solid 12, 13-year NFL quarterback, or is he going to be what you draft for number 1 overall? You don't draft a quarterback 1 overall to have a solid 12 years, right? He's got to be a superstar if you draft him number 1 overall. Gotta be.
Yeah, you're expecting a superstar. You sell out for a guy like that. Yeah. You're expecting absolute superstar. Not perfection, but so far.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. I would love to know what's going on in that the Jaguars draft room. There's a lot of smoke now the last week to 10 days around Genty, the running back. There's been, Will Hunter fall? Would they grab him at 5? And you mentioned it too. Ty Warren, the tight end from Penn State. I've seen his name pop up. He's a nice player, but is he number 5 overall nice? I don't think so. That's awfully high for a tight end.
Right?
I know Kyle Pitts. Nice. Kyle Pitts went high. Yeah, but that's awfully high. Awfully high.
I hope Kyle Pitts, either Michael Penix turns a corner.
Yeah.
And makes them great, or Kyle Pitts needs to go somewhere else, man.
He's been cast.
Atlanta has not served him his career.
No, not at all. I still don't think it would not surprise me if the Jaguars traded Thursday. If they go, if number 5 comes around, and I guess Goodell will still be calling.
Let me ask you this, Terry. What would surprise you?
I would be surprised if they took the running back at 5. That would really surprise me if they took the running back at 5.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be a. I think that'd be a mistake.
I just think this team, the lines of scrimmage need to be rebuilt, and you got to get on that right now.
Yeah, Travis. I don't think he's like a leader.
Yeah.
I think the offensive line.
Yeah.
They can be good enough.
Yeah. I think I get the gist there.
And I think it'd be a waste of a grab just because he's available.
Yeah,
I don't go that high anymore, man.
I know. And what's helped Genty, and I think he's a really good player. I really think he's a hell of a talent. What's really helped him what's really helped the Genty stock is, and I think this is a little bit of fool's gold, obviously Saquon Barkley's a really good player, but he was in the league for a long time with an average to bad offensive line, and he was Saquon Barkley. He went to the Eagles with a great offensive line, and he went off the charts. And that worries me a little bit. You get Genty here, and he's getting the handoff, and he's getting smashed at the line of scrimmage. Not a whole lot of space there. I don't know. Travis, my thing on Hunter, and I want to get you to comment on this.
One of the coolest stories for.
Go ahead, Pat. You're back.
Hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. You're back. Go ahead. You're back. Well, you were back.
You wanted to share something about Travis Hunter?
Yeah, and I get what I'm going to say. Because he played 2 positions, maybe that took snaps away. But I don't know if I've seen enough Travis Hunter being a superstar wide receiver. He's made some really nice plays, but I haven't seen enough. And I don't know if I've seen enough of Travis Hunter being a superstar cornerback. He's made some nice plays there. I just wish I had more film on him. He's made good plays. Don't get me wrong. He won the Heisman Trophy, but
I think you give on the defensive side. I can give him a little bit more. It is working hard to be. We're get lost in the mix. I think we can give him a little bit more credit on that side than the receiver side.
Yeah. Did he deserve the Heisman Trophy? Yes, probably. But he won the Heisman Trophy not necessarily for his great catches and not necessarily for his great defense as a cornerback. He won the Heisman Trophy mainly because of the novelty. That's how Charles Woodson won it. It was a novelty. Woodson was a great player and a great NFL, but Woodson should not have won it. Peyton Manning should have won it that year. But the novelty, I would, and I get it. He gave up some snaps on each side of the ball but then again, man, he played 100 and something snaps a lot of games. He played a lot.
Yeah, I know, right?
Played a lot of ball.
That is a lot of ball.
What did you think of Deion retiring Shador's number as well? You can certainly see retiring Hunter's number, but how about Shador got his number retired in 2 years at Colorado?
I mean, retire his number so soon? That's kind of crazy, right?
I know, and
and he is obviously he's an all-time record leader for a lot of things there. That's just so crazy for it to happen right after. He's not even in the NFL yet.
Yeah. But you got
that's kind of wild.
You got Cordell Stewart, guys like that. You've got Colorado team that won a split national title in in 1990. I don't think they've got any retired jerseys. And here's and you know what's funny? If you do that, let's say Deion's gone in 2 years. You can't unretire those jerseys though, right? I mean, you can't say
no.
You know, yeah. Deion also, man, with the jersey situation. If I had one piece of advice to give to Deion, well, maybe a couple, but Deion, your rabbit ears are going to kill you, and everything doesn't have to be a fight. Deion wants to fight everything, and he's got rabbit ears, man. He took the bait. He was just so mad that people were questioning retiring his son's number. Deion, sometimes you don't have to fight every fight. You know what I mean? Every fight. I don't know. My thoughts. All right, Pat, we're going to let you get going. It sounds like you're in a bad area, and we're going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to come back. Britt Beard should join us right around 5:30. Good stuff, Pat. You were funny today, man.
Ask him that question, though, about trades.
Okay, stick around. It's up to you, buddy. Stick around.
Or you can, no, I got to ask Brent Beard.
Okay, stick around. We'll get him on. Brent Beard joins us for the final 30 minutes here on the Young and Norvelle Show, continuing on Action Sports Jacks.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave. So feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at nimnickbuickgmc.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, we've still got 30 good, solid minutes left here on a Monday edition. Been a fun show. A lot of different sports, and enjoyed having Mike Freed on. We'll have Brent Beard should be joining us any minute now, and that guy right there, Patrick Young's got a couple questions. Hey, Pat, Gator baseball. They're not playing the best competition, but they're playing better. They got Missouri 2 weeks ago, and they just had Mississippi State. They've won a couple series. They beat Florida State. Again, they're not playing the heavy hitters yet. They've got Arkansas this weekend. Florida will host Arkansas. They've been a perennial. Yeah, they've been a perennial.
They got to steal games there.
Yeah, they need two. They need to win the series in Gainesville. Arkansas has been a top 5 team all year. They're really good, but the Gator baseball team's showing.
You need to get out there, man.
I know they're showing life, though, aren't they? Gator baseball.
Yeah, I think so. I've been listening to some of our friends across the waters or whatnot, and there's a belief that if they can get to 13 and 17, even though they're really not.
Yeah.
Haven't had a case of believe they're a postseason team yet.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's the standard. That's the standard, and deserve to be in.
No doubt about it.
You gotta hit better, man. They're not hitting well either.
Yeah, as we welcome Brent Beard to the show. Real quick, some developments from the SEC baseball this past weekend. Kentucky had a nice weekend. Kentucky took two of three at Tennessee. How about that? Kentucky really pitched it well. Boy, the Texas Longhorns, their first official year in the SEC, man, they've hit the ground running, at least in the big sports. Texas had such a good football season. They are 3 games in front in baseball. Texas swept top 10 ranked Auburn over the weekend. Vanderbilt swept Georgia. That was a blow for Georgia. And Texas A&M, they're a lot like Florida. Very disappointing so far. A&M starting to put it together a little bit as well as we welcome. They took 2 of 3 from Arkansas. Brent Beard,
greetings.
We welcome, my friend. How are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. By the way, Tech, help me on this. I think isn't Texas number 1?
Yeah,
rankings.
Ranked number 1, and they've got a 3-game lead. No, we just passed the halfway point, but Texas has a 3-game lead on second place. Texas is 16-2 in conference. Yeah. Arkansas 13-5. And I remember some some SEC fans a year or so ago. Hey, Texas and Oklahoma, welcome to the big boy conference now. Boy, Texas hitting the ground running, haven't they?
Yeah, they really have. Obviously did well to get in the playoffs in football.
Yeah.
But baseball too. So there's no doubt about that. Remind me who this is, Terry, later. LSU's got a big series this weekend in college baseball that a lot of folks are thinking that may be a preview of even a possible national championship game.
Tennessee is at LSU.
That's it.
Yeah, yes. Tennessee is at LSU, 2 really good teams. Patrick Young is dying to ask you a question about free agency. And Pat, you ready to load it up and ask him?
I'm ready to go.
Go ahead.
Brent Beard, how far away do you think we are from in-season trades after employment becomes official?
Well, good point. I think it still may be. Now, see this House settlement, and now there's several things going on that we need to touch on real quick.
Absolutely.
One is this is Terry Norvelle's favorite thing to talk about, but the College Football Playoff Committee is meeting again.
No, I don't believe it.
At the Red Roof Inn
sure.
in Texas starting tomorrow. This is our annual 3-day deal, and we'll get into that in a minute. Now, what also came out—
the Red Roof Inn?
No, he's just kidding. They always go to the most posh— they meet every other Tuesday because they go to the most incredible places you can meet.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yes. The other thing that that is going to be brought up, and this is more toward the question that Pat just asked is they're going to revise a lot of rules, the NCAA rules, when this House settlement gets done, and they think that's going to get done this summer. So, Pat, to answer your question, now universities are still going to sign off and admit that we no longer have an amateur model. Now, the question is, are they going to be willing to do that? And if they're willing to do that, at that point, to your point, we're going to see something akin to free agency. How long we've been talking about this now, Terry? Even before you and Pat started, of having contracts, collective bargaining, and frankly, if you don't perform, you can get fired. So
get fired.
I think we may be Terry, within I'm going to say 2 to 5 years before that happens.
Yeah, my guess would be it won't be more than 5 years. I think they'll, it's needed. It's some guardrails are needed, and with everybody working, I know things go at a glacier pace, but I think.
Oh my gosh, do they ever?
I think it would be within 5 years that we're going to have some real structure, and then then the NCAA or whatever new body you want to call it, they'll have a little teeth. You got to have some teeth, man. You know?
Yes.
And right now they don't. Brent, catch us up. Pat and I were talking. The football portal, the second football portal that we're in, ends this Friday.
Yes.
It was a 10-day portal window for football in April because they've already had one.
Right.
The basketball portal, we're coming up.
Tomorrow.
It was a 30-day portal window.
Yes.
And it ends tomorrow.
Correct.
And basketball only has one. Is that why they have 30?
Yeah.
They don't have a December one, I don't think. Or do they? I can't remember.
We need to look that up.
Yeah,
that's a good question. But yes, football ends Friday, basketball ends tomorrow. Now, keep this in mind. We will continue to see news of transfers because once the portal ends, you've got a certain amount of paperwork that is filed even on the last day that it chokes the system, and just say basketball ends tomorrow. We still we'll be reading about transfers probably till about Friday.
Yeah, you would think so. Pat, as a player at the high level that you were at Florida, I know none of this was in place when you played, but and Brent as well. I would think if you're Denzel Aberdeen, for instance, who by the way is going to Kentucky, he picked Kentucky, which is a great pickup for Kentucky. But when you want to portal, and particularly if you're a decent player like Aberdeen, that might be their first almost big boy conversation. Grown up, Pat. Denzel Aberdeen at some point had to walk in to ask for some time with Todd Golden, walk into his office, maybe the whole coaching staff, and he had to say, hey guys, I think I'm, it may be about money, minutes, but guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and need you. And the school has to put the name in the portal. But they got to go ask for that, man. That's a big deal. That's a grown-up thing you got to do, Pat. Oh, did we lose Pat? Oh, Brent, you see where I'm going, though. 20, 21-year-old, that may be one of the first big boy conversations they've had in their life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure there were some big boy conversations about what college you're going to in the first place. But your point, that really would be a big-time conversation.
And you're right. There are probably, when you're 17 and 18, it's got to be a little bit tough when that phone rings and it's a coach on one end said, okay, you said you're going to give us your answer. Yeah. Well, coach, I'm going a different direction. You know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Terry, let me mention real quick, as Pat comes back in a minute, there are 3 things, big things that are going on with these meetings. Number one are going to be the seedings, or they've got this top 20, they do this Tuesday night thing on top 25, where it's like they are, unveiling, the Dead Sea Scrolls or something. But the question is, okay, in their seedings, do they mix up these seedings or do they just go straight? I mean, if you got a top 25, Terry and Pat, why don't you use what you got?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't need to. One thing Terry's always said is, Terry Norvelle's favorite quote is, "We're not splitting the atom."
No, they make it so hard sometimes.
Right.
Now, the number two, okay, number one, seedings. Number two is governance. And what we mean by that is they've got this long form they've got to sign. Everybody's got to sign on to basically give the SEC and the Big Ten more of the money and more of the, you remember that we're going to this 4-4-2-2-1-1. You remember that?
Yes.
Which means the SEC and the Big Ten would have 4 teams automatically in the playoffs. Now, the other big thing is number 3, and that is, what format are we going to use? We're 12. They say if we go to 14, we don't have to mess with TV. Now help us with this, Terry. But if they go to 16, what they're saying is we would have to mess with the TV contracts, because that will be 4 more teams and maybe a substantially more amount of money than we've got in this 12. Does that make any sense at all?
A little bit, and Pat can jump in also. I will give a little bit of, I always say, gosh darn, somehow the NFL does these playoffs and model the NFL. Well, one issue is the NFL is only one league.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You've got divisions, but it's one league. College football, and I get it, it's multiple leagues that are trying to come under one roof.
Even if we only want to consider 4, that's still
yes, exactly.
That's still complex.
Great point. Yeah. We're trying to get those 4 Power 4, but it's 4 separate entities that have their own decision making, and they all got to massage it and TV contracts and the like. So I do get it. The NFL is one league. Everything is all geared toward. It would be like if it was just the SEC or just the Big Ten, it would be a lot easier. And I get it. It's going to be complicated because there are 4 separate power leagues trying to be under one roof. Right. And that's, that's what's the old saying, trying to herd a bunch of cats,
Yeah. Yeah, and I've got one, and I understand trying to herd it.
Yeah.
My question to both of you is, what do you prefer? We know it's expanding. Do you want to go to 14 or 16?
Pat, I'll let you take a stab at it. I would go to 16 immediately. Why go to 14, then go again with a change?
You might, I guess. Yeah, you might as well just put, if it's inevitable, Brent. Might as well go to 16 and just accept that we're going to still have very bad games for the sake of money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I also think you go 16, and I think that number then holds for a long time.
Yes.
I think so.
Because I don't see every 5 years a bunch of new programs fighting their way in, and I don't see what is it called in soccer, regulation?
It's just pretty. It's so clean. It's just quarter, semi-final on both sides. That's it.
But I don't. Whatever it comes down to, the Big 4, the Big 2, and 16 are in the playoff. I think that number is going to hold a long time. I don't see the overall entity getting. Well, there's 10 more programs that just came in. No, I think it's going to hold. It's going to be the big boys holding.
Yeah, well, to Pat's point is right. I mean, you're only adding 4 more teams, which means you're only adding 2 more games.
Yeah. So I would go just because.
Are we going away from this first round bye thing? I know we're going to have it again next year.
Yes. We're going to. Okay, here you bring up a good point that needs to be. Well, we need to throw this out real quick.
Okay.
One of the big things is going to be is, okay, do we do anything in 2025? And frankly, I think the answer is no. I don't think right now, meeting in April, and the season kicking. Well,
yeah, good point.
December seemed like a long way away, but in reality, it's really not.
It isn't.
So if you're trying to figure this out for 25, I don't think they do anything in 25. I think all this stuff, guys, starts in 26, which is when your TV contracts are going to come up again, or at least they start again. And at that point, you can just go 26 and go beyond that.
Yeah.
For what is it? 5 year? Yeah. 5 year period. And at that point, they're done for 5 years, and that's a good thing.
One thing that I understand, it's a hard answer, but like part of me says I want to give maybe the top 4 a bye. They've earned it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also
NFL model. Go to your NFL model.
Yeah. But on the flip side of that, if you give those 4 a bye, it is probably hard to have that next round on campus. And I think those really good teams, I want those teams playing on campus. I think if you give them a bye and you're already you almost have to start going to the big stadiums where, I want those teams not to get punished and not have a home game.
Yeah, well, let me throw this caveat in here. And I hear what you're saying, but if they go to 16, and again, I know it's only 2 more games, but could that maybe mean, could a Jacksonville get one of those games, something like that?
They could. I still think, though, that if Tennessee's 1 in the country, Ohio State's 2, Alabama's 3, and Georgia's 4, I want those guys playing in their stadium. They deserve that advantage. I think they deserve it. Now, the way it is now, right? The top ones last year didn't play the first round, did they? I don't think that.
No. They had buys. You're right. They had buys, but see, the problem is, to Pat's point a few minutes ago, was you remember the controversy was teams getting buys that weren't Power 4 teams.
Yes.
And that's
see Boise State, right? Didn't Boise State get a bye?
Yeah. And okay, here's another question for both of you. If you're the ACC or the Big 12 at this point, do you sign on the dotted line that the SEC and the Big 10 will have the ultimate, and this is what it is, okay?
Yep.
Will have the ultimate authority and that they will dictate how far we go and how many teams are involved.
And that's what they're asking for, right?
That's exactly what they're asking for.
And they got that a little bit the last big go around.
They did. So okay, my question to both of you is, for the other conferences, non-SEC or Big 10, is it worth your time and energy to fight that?
Man, that is a really good question. That is a really, really good question.
Is it worth your time and interest to fight it?
Yeah. I mean, the ACC and the Big 12 say, well, let's join each other, and at the bargaining table, let's fight the Big 10 and the SEC. Well, you're going to lose that fight, right? Do you just acquiesce? Do you just acquiesce? And if you acquiesce, in the long term, you're basically saying, we know it's going to be 2 big conferences before long. It's going to be the SEC and the Big 10.
Well, and see, here's to Pat's question. Here's your reality. The SEC and the Big 10 has made it clear, and this is pretty simple language, but you'll get this. Okay, we either get our way or we're going to take our marbles and go somewhere else.
Yes,
and have our own playoff.
Yeah.
So if you're the Big 12 and the ACC, do you want to spend the energy to fight that, knowing you'll probably lose that battle?
I was watching you. I was watching Riley rolling her ball.
I know.
Yeah.
So, or do you just, as Terry said, do you just acquiesce, sign it, and try to win smaller battles somewhere else? But you do know that if you're the ACC and the Big 12, you're at least going to get 2 in, and if you've got one of these great years, you might get more than that. So that's not an easy thing to deal with.
No, I'm going to throw another little monkey wrench in it, and I'm going to bring it to one of the schools we follow here. What do you do, and how do you vote, and how do you try to sway opinion if you're Florida State? You don't really know where the hell you're going to be in 5 years,
right.
And that's going to go like that. So
it is.
Yes. FSU still has some power, but when they're at their, are they trying to make great FSU ACC voting decisions this next 3 or 4 years, or are they going, we're not going to be in there? I don't think. I want to help the conference we think we're going to go to. We want to vote more toward SEC or Big Ten. FSU's in a weird spot, man. Weird spot.
And look, they've got to vote both ways for the conference and also selfishly with this.
Yes, well said.
But guys, the other part, okay, and what Terry's talking about is this contract is going from the next contract is going to be 26 through 31.
Yep.
Okay. But all three of us know FSU is going to know where they're going.
Yeah.
It may be out in the open. It may be cloak and dagger.
Yeah.
But they're going to know that by what? 29 or 30 at least?
You would think so. So then because we know the way that settlement or whatever you want to call it worked out, it worked out in FSU's favor. They're not going to be in the ACC 5 years from now. We were saying, all of us were saying for 2 or 3 years, there's no way this marriage is, well, the marriage is broken. They just said, let's keep living in the same house until we both have a new house.
Yes.
Isn't that well said? I think.
Well, what FSU and Clemson did is they signed on the dotted line for the next 5 years to be in the conference and to deal with all things ACC because they're going to get a bigger slice of the pie.
And that ridiculous buyout got knocked down.
Yeah, it did.
That ridiculous buyout that we knew when. Yeah, so that was a huge win for the Clemsons and the FSUs.
Yeah. So, but everybody stays put now. Well, I guess as much as it can until 2031. But all three of us know there's going to be some wheeling and dealing going on behind the lines over the next few years.
Man, Pat, to be in some of those meetings, because like Brent said, can you imagine being in the head board of trustees, president, AD meeting at FSU right now to really know what they're thinking and where they're going? Because, again, Brent, you're right. And, Pat, this stuff isn't going to happen in 2031. These deals are going to be done, man. We may not know it, but these deals are going to be done. FSU is going to know where the hell they're going in 2 years, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, they got to do something because, right now, it just feels like FSU program is just existing.
It is. Man, I'm
a
broken
record. They are
just
in orbit. I don't know what direction it's going. It is in orbit.
If ever FSU.
They need a boost.
They do. If ever FSU baseball could get over the hump and win a title, and I know it's college baseball, but that does get you a lot. College baseball has now gotten very popular. If FSU could ever win one, this year would be a great year because I am amazed at the FSU brand. It's almost been erased off the last 2 years. That brand is gone.
And let me throw this in here too. I'm doing a piece on local kids here who are going to the NFL, not this year, but next year. And and one of the guys and I've gotten some feedback on this from some different media, and I couldn't believe it at first, but it was that Castellanos, the BCU quarterback,
right?
Most college quarterback who's come to FSU.
Yes.
Maybe one of the guys who could go the draft next year.
As a what?
Yeah. When I looked at that, I thought I'd have to see a lot of improvement to sign off on that one.
I'd have to know who said. I mean, this guy's 5'9.5". Runs around a little bit. There's no way he's a quarterback in the next.
Yeah, I know.
Next line. Brett, I had a question. It's premature, but it's not too far down the road. College football magazines.
Yes.
Any idea when we might? I think May they start popping, don't they? It seems like now.
Well, I tell you how crazy I am. On average, the first college football magazine comes out on average May 23rd.
May 23rd.
That's been I've done that for the last several years.
All right.
So okay, here's the deal. Lindy's and Athlon will come out first, and then Phil Steele will come out later. He'll come out in June or July. So, but I mean, guys, here's the thing. Just pretend you're doing a magazine and the portal is ending on Friday, and you got now if you're doing a magazine, you got your pictures probably already, but there's still your rosters and things like that you still really don't have,
and that thing's got to go to
and see that thing. Now Friday is what, guys? The 25th. That's it. It's my daughter's birthday.
Yes, 25th.
Okay, and she'll remind me of that. But the reality is, if you're on the 25th and that thing closes, you're still getting information, guys. Probably a week later too. So you've got to go to press. Now think about this. You've got to go to press to get that to get your baby ready to be on the newsstands. So you don't have a whole lot of time to get this done.
And you're talking printing thousands.
Yes.
And they print different covers.
They do.
I don't know if a lot of people know that. Pat, did you know that these magazines, they have regional covers. The Athlons I buy at my local Publix is going to have a gator on it and an FSU, right? You buy that same Athlons with the same information in South Carolina, it's going to have South Carolina and Clemson on it. So they print thousands, but different covers. Right. Man, you got to go to, with the portal and all, you got to go to press, and you can't help it. You're going to have some incorrect stuff. You're going to
and on those, you've got in the state of Tennessee, you've got Tennessee and Vanderbilt. I'm guessing Nico's off those covers by now.
Pull the Nico story. Pull the Nico story quickly. All right, fellas. Brent, anything else? We got about 40 seconds. Anything else we need to?
And speaking of Nico, people didn't hear this over the weekend. Nico's going to UCLA, and my understanding is I don't think he got a big raise going to UCLA.
It sounds like it. And finally, before we get out of here, the local news from basketball. Denzel Aberdeen, a player that I think is really talented. Denzel Aberdeen, as Pat said earlier, Pat said it, I think any school in America would have picked up his phone call. He made his decision. He's going to Kentucky. That's a really nice pickup for Mark Pope and Kentucky. All right, guys, get out of here. Have a good rest of your Monday. Good stuff. We appreciate it. Tomorrow we're live. Remember, our Tuesday home is Hurricane Grill and Wings in Jointed Creek. And mark your calendar this Thursday. Come have a draft with us before the draft. We'll be at Sliders, 1 block from the official Jaguar party. We're 4 to 6. Come have a draft, say hi, and then you can mosey over and watch the draft at the Jaguar party if you would like. That's this Thursday. We're live at Sliders in Neptune Beach. That'll wrap it up. Really appreciate everybody making it a good Monday. We'll get together tomorrow, 4 to 6, for the next edition of the Young and Norvelle Show.